How we doing, guys? And it's finished Arsenal 3, Burnley 1. And yeah, listen, job done. 3 points in the bag. And if you're going to be really critical, we've conceded a goal. It would be so nice to have another clean sheet. It just seems to always be something about us conceding goals at the Emirates. But overall, it was decent enough. We got the job done. And this is what I was trying to allude to in one of my tweets earlier on about the game when, it wasn't great, but given the injuries and everything else, it's one of those games that you take the 3 points, you go into the international break and you move on. Was it the most fluid of performances this season? No, it wasn't. Was it Arsenal of last season when we were absolutely flying? No, it wasn't. But there were some really good moments in there. There were some moments that, will leave you with a bit of encouragement in that respect. And at the end of the day, we lose our first Premier League game last weekend to Newcastle. It's how you bounce back. We play in the Champions League, we win, and then we play in the Premier League and we win. And that's what you have to do. You have to take care of business. I thought Burnley, they came with a game plan. They could well have taken the lead when it was 0-0. And we talk about David Raya a lot and what he does wrong. But I tell you something, the save he made at 0-0 was absolutely superb. So credit where credit's due, because that was a big, big save at a big time. Trossard gets another goal. I believe every goal he scored this season has actually been assisted by Saka. It's an interesting statistic. But I'll tell you the other part that was quite interesting in that is that the assist from Saka was a header and the goal by Trossard was a header. And that's not something you would normally associate the pair of them with, which is heading the ball. But we got that goal just before half time. It was the perfect time to score. And then, Burnley came out and they had one moment and you're looking and you're thinking, okay, is it a foul? It's a difficult one. Was Tomiyasu a bit too weak at that point? I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. You're not going to get given that decision. And I think Tomiyasu needs to be stronger. And then they get fortuitous. There's the deflection. It goes in. But we respond brilliantly. And then William Saliba scores. And one thing I will say is I think a lot of people will probably, just think, okay, William Saliba scored from a corner, it's a header. They won't actually watch the movement, and it was so good. And it's clear that this is something that they've worked on, but they left a free path in front of the Burnley goalkeeper. And what Saliba done was go around the blind side of him and stand in front of him literally as the cross is about to come in. So what that allows is that you see a lot of the times where players stand in front of a keeper and they're always calling the ref and they're like, look what he's doing. And it never ends up working out. But the way he did it on the blind side and the way he timed it meant that they had no time to react. The delivery was perfect. The header was great. And we're 2-1 ahead. And then Zinchenko, what a goal that was. That was like Karate Kid, like he'd been trained by Mr. Miyagi. That was some mad Kung Fu Daniel LaRusso madness. What a goal that was. That was superb. And then the one talking point, of course, was Fabio Vieira sent off. And looking back on it, I don't think he's got a lot to, complain about, to be honest. I don't think there's any malicious intent in what he did. I don't think he set out to try and do that. He's just late. It's one of those ones. And, when you slow it down so many times, it looks 100 times worse. But it is what it is. You have to take that one on the chin and you have to say it's a red card. And you just have to move on from it at the end of the day. And yeah, look, listen, it's 3 points in the bag. And that's the most important thing right now. And that's what we said. We're going into the international break. And we would have gone into this game as well knowing that a victory takes us above Spurs, because Spurs were playing away at Wolves in the earlier kickoff. And I was keeping an eye on that game. And I was like, okay, well, going into injury time, Spurs have won this game. They've seen it out. it's a big result for them given, you know, the suspensions and injuries and whatnot that they have. And then Wolves equalise, and you're like, I'll have some of that. 2 points dropped, lovely. And then Wolves go and win it, and you're like, that's even better. Spursy all day long. So you've got to look at that, and you've got to say, you know what? Yeah, it's a big 3 points because, you know, you've capitalised on somebody in and around you, you know, making a mistake. And it's mad to believe that a week or so ago, people were talking about this lot being invincible and stuff. And they've lost 2 games now. And it's like, yeah, back to the Spurs we know, as they say. So I love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, look, listen, it's one of them games, like I was explaining, that you just have to get the job done. You have to win. You have to go about your business, do things correctly, get the 3 points. It's not always going to be pretty. And, you know, given the injuries that we do have, I felt that the 3 points was the most important. And, you know, we get 3 goals. There's a couple of extra on our goal difference. If you're going to be overcritical, like I said, you'll complain about the 1 conceded. You would like to have kept a clean sheet. But ultimately, football's about winning. It's about getting the 3 points. And that's exactly what we did. So I'm very, very happy this evening, that's for sure. So there we go. That is it for the preview. Oh, it's not the preview. Why do I keep saying that? That is it for the match reaction. Yeah, we've beaten Burnley 3-1. Job done. 3 points in the bag. We go off to the international break. And I'm happy. So I hope you all are too. Yeah, listen, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot very soon. I'm out of here.